In 1964, Ferrari came out with their new 275 Ferrari. They came in two models, the GTS and the GTB. This is the Berlinetta. Beautiful car, 3.3 liters. Originally came with 3 Webers, then they went to 6 Webers. They also went to a torque tube drive shaft later on. They extended the nose, became a very functional, beautiful car. How do you improve on it? Well, in '66, they had 2 more cams. Now they have a 275 GTB 4 cam, making 300 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. The body was designed by Pininfarina and produced by Scaglietti. It was a beautiful shape that was also functional, very aerodynamic car. The rear end on this car is also the transmission for better weight distribution. It's a 5-speed transaxle. The suspension, unequal length A-arms with Coney shock coilovers. Very nice handling, very nice balanced car. Probably my all-time favorite Ferrari as far as road cars go. So let's take this thing for a spin and I'll tell you what I really think. The first sense you have when you get in a Ferrari is smell. And Ferrari leather, for some reason, smells different than any other. The second sense you get is sound. When you fire up this motor, the sound is unbelievable. As you bring it up on RPM, it's just music to your ears. I don't know how they get that sound. Maybe it's the tiny pistons. Keep in mind a 3.3 liter motor is about 240 cubic inches and they make 300 horsepower and it's 12 cylinders, so the pistons are tiny. All the mechanical things going on inside a 275 4-cam, you have 4 camshafts rotating and they rotate directly on the valve. There's actually a cup and a spacer there, so there's not much, there's no push rod noise or anything like that. The car really doesn't come to life until about 3,500 RPM, but it pulls smooth and steady all the way to 8,000 RPM. You look out over a beautiful wood wheel. The aluminum spokes, they're all engraved. You look over the leather dash and onto the hood, and the hood's got a beautiful bulge, especially the 4 cams. The early 275 2 cams didn't have that. Now once you get these cars going, the nice thing about them is they also stop. Hang on. The reason they're able to stop so well, keep in mind this car is a 1967, it stops well for a 67, is it's got 4-wheel disc brakes and they're hooked up to a set of Michelin XWXs on the 14-inch Chromodoras. The Baranis were the optional wheel of that year. Where the car really shines is in the corners, and because it's got unequal length A-arms, 4-wheel independent suspension, and coilover shocks, it works very, very nicely. Hugs the road, and the car is a light, nimble car. The car actually feels smaller than it is. Put together the senses of sight, sound, and smell in one package like this, and the fun factor is off the scale. The car is just a beautiful car to drive. Well, I'll tell you, every time I get the opportunity to drive one of these cars, it just reinforces why this is my favorite Ferrari street car. Now, the quality of the restoration on this, it's an older restoration that's been used. It's still very, very nice paint. The chrome on it's very nice, but it's getting a little bit older. The interior seat covers have been redone, but carpets and door panels look original. Dash looks original. Mechanically, the car is 100% a real pleasure to drive. This car's obviously been used, and that's what they're meant to do. Now, it's been on a couple of these tours through the Colorado Grande and done very well. Very nice, reliable car. This is really what these cars are all about, driving them, using them, enjoying them. So if the paint isn't perfect and it has a few stone chips, that's excusable. The value of this car, somewhere between $300,000 and $350,000, and worth every penny. If you get a chance to drive one of these, you'll understand.